Hi everyone, this is Belinda, and this week I have for you these beautiful knitted bracelets, and they're easy to make, and they have a chain over here, and they're very fashionable, and they're just beautiful. These make great gifts, and as well they're really cool looking, very fashionable. So to get started, what we are going to need is we're going to need a ball of yarn. I'm going to take this off now. We're going to need a ball of yarn and our knitting needles, and today I'm using 3.75 knitting needles, and this is worsted weight yarn. And what is so neat about these bracelets is that you can use any, if you have leftover yarn, you know, they don't use up a lot of yarn, so, and they're just so pretty, and I am so excited to have this tutorial today. We are also going to need some scissors, and we need a needle, and of course we need the chain. The chain you can find in any craft store. Okay, so to get started, what we are going to need is we need to cast on 16 stitches. To cast on, we start with a slip knot, pull the loop that is in the back, pull it to the front, and the loop that is in the front, move it forward one more time, and then here we have our slip knot. This is gonna make our first stitch. So we're gonna cast on a total of 16. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now we are going to work on stacking a stitch, and what that means is we're gonna start by knitting all the stitches. Knit all the stitches first row. Knit all the stitches. We're almost there. Couple of more. Okay, second row, we purl all the stitches. Purl all the stitches. Okay, next row we knit all the stitches. So So it basically a stagnet stitch. You knit one row and you purl the second row. So here we are. Do this one more time. Knit this row. Knit all the stitches. Okay, next row, purl all the stitches. And we continue to repeat row 1 and 2, you know, knit all the stitches in row 1 and purl all the stitches in row 2 until our work measures 5 inches long. Okay. Okay, so we continue to do this until our work measures 5 inches long. And over here I have finished my rectangle, and it measures 5 inches long. So now, and I cut and I have a long tail so we can sew it. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to roll up a rectangle, roll it up. Okay. Oops, let's see here. Thread your needle. I'm gonna trim this little part here. Okay. So now we have our work roll up. So we are going to sew this little corner like this, the little corner. So it's gonna give it a nice little shape to our bracelet. So sew this end right here. So basically grab this part together. And now what we are going to do, we're going to sew along. We're going to sew all along over here, all along our rectangle. Okay, and then I just do it back and forth. So back and forth. All the way to the end. We sew back and forth. This is a very easy pattern for a bracelet, and it's just beautiful. We do the same thing with this end here. We are going to sew this end, we grab from the top to the bottom, and that gives it a nice tag in, so our bracelet forms and is beautiful. Okay, we secure. Okay, so now we did this. Now we trim the yarn, leaving this end right here. Do it one more time. Okay, so now we're ready to put our chain. So this is what your work should look like now. Okay, and now so make sure when you buy the chain, you buy it so it's small enough that you can thread it through the needle. Okay, we're gonna thread this now. And I would say, sewing the chains is probably the hardest part of the whole bracelet, because it gets stuck. Okay, so now what we are going to do, stuck right here a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we are going to put a needle through and put it through the center there. Okay. Oh, the chain is stuck in there. Okay, so we put it through there, and then now we are going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so what I do is, you want to make sure that you have enough chain for your hand, that it's gonna go not too loose, not too tight. I'm gonna move this here. Not too loose, not too tight. So I have a little, okay, not too loose, not too tight. And since I cut that there, I'm gonna make a little knot in here with my hand on this side. And it's actually a good idea, like when you start sewing the chain, that you make a little knot there in the corner, and then just trim the excess chain, and then I have here. So then what we're gonna continue to sew it. So now I know how much chain I need, and it's not too loose, not too tight. So I'll take it off. That's about right there. And then I come back to the top. Pass it through Okay, always making sure that it's not too loose and not too tight. So we just continue to do the same thing. I like to, you keep on trying it so to make sure it's gonna fit. Okay, let's do it one more time. And so grab the top and the bottom together, and then the same thing over here. I'm gonna grab the top again. See that the chain is a little bit stuck. We continue to do it, and you know, you can like over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I pass the chain 7 times, and you can I think the more the better the bracelet looks. And but you can certainly pass it through as many times as you want. You know, if you don't want this many times, or if you want less than 8 times, or you know, whatever number. I'm just gonna use up this chain here. And sometimes you see how it just tends to get, when you pass it through, it tends to get smaller, so you can just stretch it a little bit, being careful not to pull so hard. And I think I'm gonna press it for one more time. I grab my work for both sides, and then just pull carefully. Not too tight, because these chains tend to be like, you know, they're not so strong. Just like I have for one more time here. And I am going to try to make a little knot here. It's a good idea to make a little knot so the chain doesn't come undone. You know, it's not gonna come all the way undone, but just to make sure that it's the end is secure, just as you would sewing anything else before we trim in the ends. Okay, and I'm gonna trim right here. And here we are, we're done. These bracelets are beautiful and easy to make, and you can make them in any colors. You can give them as presents.